from there, we go to church-state relationship. So areas of cooperation between the church and the state. And we start with the church. The church advises religious leaders all the time. Number 2, the church also educates the citizens. The church educates the citizens on their rights. If you go to church, you'll be told by your pastor your rights sometimes in your sermons. And also, the church, especially when we had the referendum, it came about also they were talking about the Constitution. They take part in educating the citizens about the Constitution. Preaches also against civil disobedience and informing people on the consequences of such undertakings. So if it preaches civil disobedience is when you disobey the government. So if the church is preaching against it, we tend to listen to God, yes, to people of God. Now that helps what? The relationship between the people and the government. Also, the church is always a state functions. For example, national holidays. What does it do there in state functions, the church? What does it do? DJ? What does the church do on state functions? So they go there to pray, yes? They pray. They are included in the occasion and they say their prayers, right? The church also is involved in rehabilitation of lawbreakers because they take part in going to the prisons to preach to the lawbreakers and also to tell them about God. So that is a way of what? Of rehabilitating them. The church also is involved in formulation of the education curriculum, especially in C.R.E. syllabus. Are you understanding? They're involved. That is another way the church and the state cooperates. The church also builds schools and other institutions. Many churches have built schools. Yes, many churches. The Catholic Church has a lot of schools also. Even the AIC, yes, it has a lot of schools. Which other church? Salvation Army, ABC, yes. So they have built schools and other institutions. They also have universities, right? We have the African Nazarene, yes. We have the Catholic University. Which other university? Baraton. Baraton is for the SDA. Sorry? You can tell me. The church also provides employment. So people are employed as what in churches? They're employed as catechists, yes. What else? As pastors. Pastors are not paid. They are not. They are paid. That is not employment. It is. Yes. What else? Yes. The chairmen of churches are paid. No, I think those ones, they are paid. I thought that is supposed to be a voluntary. They are paid. I didn't know. Also, the church provides employment. Those people who sweep in the churches. Yes. Where I come from, the churches, we employ people to sweep the church, to also tender to the grounds of the church. What else do they do? They renovate the church. Yes. When we need new pews, they make the new pews. Yes. We have also those people. Also, the church condemns evils in the society. If there's an evil that is taking place, you can see them in they cooperate. All the pastors, priests, they come together. Yes. They have an association and they talk about the what? They talk about the evil. Especially if, let's say, the people in power are doing something which is not good. They can come up and talk about it. They also sort out matters that affect social life of the nation. For example, If there's drought, they donate food and clothing to disaster victims. That is a good area where they cooperate. When there is drought, let's say Turkana, they also come to urge the people to do what? To bring forth donations. Also, the church is against unwanted use of force by the law enforcers. For example, if there was some commotion somewhere and the police use a lot of force to the citizens, they condemn it and they come and talk about it. So what else where does the government, what is the role of the government? Areas of cooperation now. The government is supposed to educate citizens on the constitution and their rights. While also the government is supposed to provide land to churches to do what? To build. In your area, has the government given the church the land to build? Yes, it used to do that. Does it do still now? I know. All of you are saying no. Hey, the government doesn't. So from there we go to the role of Christians in transforming the social, economic, and political life of the society. Then we start with Christian participation in the social life. What is social life? The first place, we start from there. What is Now we are talking about Christian participation in social life. We are talking economic and political. Economic, at least you understand, has to do with money, right? And political, you have to know it's about politics. Social, yes, relations, yes. People relating with each other. That's all about social. So how do Christians participate in the social life of the society? Number one, by preaching the gospel in many places in the country. And they preach by use of print media and what? Electronic media. Electronic media is whereby nowadays even we are seeing them everywhere on Facebook. Everywhere people are preaching, right? Which is a good thing. Print media. Where do you see? Like when you're getting in some of the churches during Mass, you're given a pamphlet, right? How the readings are going. What do you do in your church with the print media? To preach the word of God. Yes? Are we still given the free Bibles? That's print, huh? Yes? You are not given any pamphlets. Print media is spreading the word of God. Wanaitwa nani hawa? Dear God. Who are they called? Is it Jehovah Witness? Where? You've never met them, my friend. They have print media. They knock at your gates. Yes, like this. And they have to preach for you for around 30 minutes when you're standing there. And maybe you've just woken up. You thought someone who's coming in. And then they have to give you a lot of material to read. And then they'll tell you they'll come to respond. When they know, they are very committed in even giving you the print media. They're usually good. We continue. Another way Christians participate in social life is by building homes for the destitute. Yes. Or they build homes for the victims of violence in the society. They can also provide food and clothing for them. Christians also offer medical services to the society. Most of the time, if you look at our churches, we have, especially when the students are at home, we have medical services coming to the churches for free. So unaonanga free eye care day. Wanakuja kuangaliwa macho. Or you don't have, so you have those ones. Yes. There is a day for also checking diabetes. Those are good services. They are Christian, they participate in the social life like that by offering medical services to the society. Also, by providing learning institutions, for example, schools and universities, we already named them. By providing counseling services and rehabilitate criminals so that they can fit in the society. Because if now they were in incarceration and they've been released, they need to fit back. Because they've stayed there for a long time, they need to fit back in the society, and they need to also have dignity and to accept themselves and to refrain from the crime. So the church helps to rehabilitate them. Also, it enables the needy earn a living. Yes. It establishes foster homes for those children who don't have parents. Yes. They establish foster homes. Like where I come from, there is one for AS, which is very good. It's doing very well. They even pick very little children. Yeah. Also, the church offers vocational training. We have schools which belongs to the church offering vocational training. Yes. Also, the church assists people in rural areas and youth groups to start income generating projects. So it assists people. It assists the youth to start income generating projects. Like I told you, the church also gives money to the youth to start those income. But I don't know nowadays where they are giving. I only know that they give to those people without what? Parents. I've not seen about the youth with the church. Church cares for the refugees and the disabled. That one I've seen. The disabled, they are given things. Not even things, they are given foodstuffs. Yes? In the church. So, how does the church also, or Christians, participate in economic life? Economic life is about what? Yes, it's about what? Economic development. It's about money, yes? And generating more income. So, how do Christians participate in economic life of the community? Number one, by contributing for construction of churches. They bring the funds to build churches, schools, and hospitals. Most Christians nowadays are building the churches, yes? Even they are giving money to buy land for the church, yes? It is happening a lot lately, a lot often than normal. Number two, investing in various businesses that promote own development, yes? They have started their own businesses which can build the nation. Which businesses do you know that are doing well? Which businesses do you know that are doing well currently? People don't. Can you think about it? Because they don't want the youth thinking about it like that. Also, Christians participate in economic life by providing financial resources. For example, they assist others with capital in order to start what? Self-employment. Yes, they help in funding other people's business, or they provide financial resources in order to assist others to start economic activity or self-employment. The only problem with helping people is when you give someone money to start their own project, they don't feel the pain of that money. They can just squander it in a day. But if someone goes and takes a job and earns their own income and starts a business, they will look after it. That is what I've discovered. When you are older like me, you'll understand. When you give someone 10,000 or you give them 50,000 and you tell them, go start your own what? Business. Yes? They will squander all the money. They will start whatever they were thinking was working, and then all of a sudden the money is gone and they are back to square one because they never sweated for the money. But if you offer someone, you tell them where there is a job, they earn every month and they save that money, yes? They will never squander it. They will look after the business and it will generate a lot of money for it. That is why you hear all the time, easy come, easy what? Easy go. So the church guides people on positive attitudes towards what? Work. So that people can be able to work, to earn what? Income for economic growth. Also, the church and the church groups provide employment. They also provide employment by putting up what? Businesses. For example, in the Catholic Church, they sell rosaries. Yes, they have shops for selling even the Bibles like that. In some of your churches also, they have businesses, right? They have businesses. So they provide employment for people in those businesses. Also, Christians preach against tax what? Evasion. That is how they build economically. Because now, if people are not evading paying tax, that means the country will develop. Because from the tax, we are able to improve what? Hospitals, the roads. Another way they participate in economic life is discouraging business malpractices. For example, faulty scales, hiking of prices, and selling of low quality goods. Yes, people are hiking. I don't know. You go to someone to buy from them, and you hear that if you're buying a kilo of meat, you hear that their scale is faulty. Kuna watu ambao wanagusagusa kile kitu cha kupima, si ndio? Kinapima kidogo, kumbe mnajua. That is why we are told the children can really tell you. Huh? Unaenda mahali unafikiria hapo ni the cheapest, umeuzua vizuri. And your parents are the owners of those pieces, so you know the tricks they've done to the scale. Uko hapo unapima haraka unamwambia kuja ununue hapa kwangu very cheap. Na uko hapo tu, Mungu anakuona. And others, especially, I don't go to those shops that hike prices because I don't know why they're hiking the price. Why are you selling something that I can get somewhere else for cheap? I don't understand. So others are selling low quality goods. Tell me one thing that you bought that is low quality. It's not supposed to be sold. Low quality. Sorry? Colgate. The tea? It's bad. You cannot brush with it. It's 50 bob. Does it work? It doesn't work. Oh God. Don't buy that one. You see, it's a low quality. The ones that I know is, you see the soaps that we use, bar soap. Because I have allergy, I tend to use bar soap. I can never just buy any bar soap. The others which are coming up. Where? Number one, they are very smelly. Do you know where bar soap comes from? You know, after you make oil, food cooking fat. Now the whatever, it's called what? The waste from making cooking fat. That is now. That's why all the companies that are making the cooking fat have a what? A soap. We continue. Christian participation in the political life. So how do you politically contribute to the society? Number one, as a Christian, advocating for fair distribution of wealth, offering prayers during official government functions, also by voting, yes, exercising the right to vote, yes, and speaking out against social evils. You also speak against bribery, corruption, and violation of the what? Constitution. That is how you can participate in it.